And I think some critics have said that your performance could be worth a nomination in the upcoming award season.
Oh, I thought you were going down a very different route than that.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of E-Junkies. Today we're going to be talking about The Whale. Just to give you a brief rundown, Brendan Fraser plays this reclusive English teacher and he realizes he only has a couple of days left to live, and so he tries to, mend fences and relationship with his daughter, but at the same time he has to deal with, I think, a lot of the hard truths that surface in his life, the tensions with his wife, even some of the hidden truths about his partner. And I think you've probably seen the headlines. This is what people are touting as Brendan Fraser's comeback, and he has earned universal acclaim from critics about his portrayal. So we had a chance to speak to Brendan Fraser, Sam Hunter, who is the writer and the original playwright of the play that the film is based on, Sadie Sink and Hong Chau. So let's roll the clip. Hi guys, I'm Brian from AsiaOne Singapore, and it is so nice to see all of you. Nice to meet you, Sadie. Nice to meet you, Hong.
Hi.
Love the film. First one's for you, Brendan. So I know a lot of people have labeled your performance in The Whale as a comeback moment. But going to the film, did you have the sense that this was going to be a make it or break it moment, or do you kind of just approach it as you would another acting project?
I knew it was a golden opportunity to re-emerge working with the director like Darren Aronofsky, who is no stranger to audiences, as giving us films that challenge the human condition and never offer up easy answers. And so when I met him first, initially, I knew he was going to make a movie. He didn't know if he could get it done. It was contingent on filmmaking elements like how do we cast it. We discussed the changes that have been in use only recently with the advent of 3D printing to absolutely have control over what Charlie has as how he presents as a human being, as authentic and realistic, as having a body that, while it is a fabrication for the screen, it still obeys the laws of gravity and physics. We've all seen in years past, anytime that there is a performance given of a person who lives with obesity, if there's costuming and makeup that goes along with it, it's either been in service of a cheap joke or a statement to vilify that individual as a character. And this is not that. Where Charlie lives is from a place of empathy and infinite humanity.
In a previous interview, you've mentioned one of the most useful advice you've gotten in your career was to be a kid and to experience life. So you've given us two star performances this year, Max and Ellie. What kind of experiences do you have? Bring us these emotional roles.
I think with Ellie's very specific, and I don't think I could really relate to her in any major ways. But I think at that age, for both Max and Ellie, it's a very confusing time. You feel very, very lonely. You're just kind of stepping into adulthood maybe, or not really, but you tell yourself you are. So it's a very isolating time. And for Ellie, she really, really has no one, and she doesn't even know who she is. So a lot of this anger that she has is just this pain and confusion that she's feeling and having no one to turn to.
Okay. Thank you. My next question is for Hong. So I've seen the chatter online, and I think some critics have said that your performance could be, possibly worth a nomination in the upcoming award season.
Oh, I thought you were going down a very different route than that.
Is that something that you're excited about, or you're just kind of like, I'm above the fray, I'm above all of the award season and all?
I like to just keep my blinders on and just do the work and focus on that. I think what you do is very different, so you have a different point of view.
A little bit morbid, but considering the story of The Whale, if you guys only had a couple of days left to live, what is one thing that you guys have to check off on that bucket list, and why?
This is dark.
Yeah,
This is very dark.
Sam, what do you think?
That's a hard question.
Things I want to do are get on a space shuttle. I don't know if I'm allowed to, but
My first thought when you said that, and maybe it's because I've been living in the world of this film, but I'm a dad now, I have a little girl, and so it's not something I've never done before, but I would want to spend every second I had with my daughter.
Really just to make sure that the people who I love know that I love them, which is what Charlie does in the movie.
I think I would just spend every second with my family, probably.
I'm sorry for going down. Now we're just going to go up. Hong, you said that you've not caught up on Brendan's films yet. Sadie, I think you mentioned you've recently watched everything. So what is one film that you think Hong would like and what would you recommend to her?
Ooh, I think School Ties. You'll really like it. He's so good in it. Yeah, School Ties. Give it a go.
So back to Sadie, Max, Ellie, these are breakout performances, and I love seeing like the next generation of actresses come into their own. And how do you feel about, being this rising star, and are you worried about peaking too early?
Ooh, I don't know. Ever since like Stranger Things started, I've just been kind of clinging to the wall. I don't know. It's kind of been a roller coaster, but I'm surrounded by really, really good people, and I love what I do. I love acting and being able to be on a show like Stranger Things. It's so fulfilling, and then working on something like this, my first kind of major project outside of the show, to be with a team of people that you fully trust. I just feel really grateful. Yeah, it's been a very crazy journey, but hopefully this is just the beginning.
I know that Sadie went on to do season 4 of Stranger Things right after she finished The Whale. And it's no mistake that she can stare down a really scary monster called Vecna. Whereas I don't think anybody else in that show could have done it the same way she did. And I have to ask myself if a lot of that is left over from her having played Ellie in The Whale. I think that as an actress who I saw each day win the game ball, she's that good. Sadie is the genuine article. And I had a front row seat to watch this kid come alive. She's like a jewel. It's many-faceted. And you look at it one way and you go, wow. And then you change your wow, and again, wow. She's that tight and bright. Really, really glad to have had her in this film.
Thank you. That's all the time I have, but nice to meet you guys and congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
So I know this is coming out, end of the month, but let me tell you, The Whale is nothing like a festive movie. It is not a festive movie at all. I watched it a couple weeks ago, and I think even now I'm still kind of dissecting some of the themes. The film also kind of focuses in on the discrimination about people who struggle with obesity. I think in one interview, Brendan actually talked about how obesity is one of like the last dimensions in Hollywood that no one has actually kind of looked into in terms of representation, in terms of discrimination. On the surface, this story deals with that, but the themes run a lot deeper. And for those who are like going in with the eye on Sadie Sink, trying to look for that kind of emotional gravitas that she brings to Max on season 4 of Stranger Things, you are going to find it here. She plays a character that seems on the surface very one-dimensional, but there is one final dialogue that she utters at the end of the film, and that's the point where like her character kind of breaks and you see what's hidden beneath that very, very angry surface that she brings the entire movie throughout, and your heart just cannot help but break as well. I mean, I did. I actually kind of cried a little bit at that, and I was really excited to get a chance to speak to her and get a chance to tell her how, amazing she is. So that's all we have for today's episode, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to catch it, The Whale releases on December 29th, so go check it out. I'll see you next time. Bye!